All right, everybody. Good afternoon on a special time here with Backstage Hall Pass. It's Wednesday with the band, and we've got a tight time schedule today, so I'm not going to give you any real BS today. We're just going to lead right into this, and I'm going to introduce some guys that are coming into the show with me. I am proud to have on the show the headliner for Autism Rocks and Autism Rocks 13, by the way, going on February 20th at Laurie's Roadhouse. Let me bring them in here. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Four Aces. How you doing, fellas?
Howdy.
Great.
Hi, Scott.
Doing good. Hello.
Doing good. Good to have you with us today. I'm glad you're here. And with me is J. Jesse Johnson up there at the top of the screen. Johnny Fink in the house. Dudley Taft. Dudley, your mic keeps muting. I don't know why. Let me unmute it.
I'm doing that so we don't get any weird feedback, man.
Oh, I see how you're a pro at this. I see. All right.
Feedback can be good sometimes.
That's right.
On the
Only
bottom
on the right note.
On the bottom of the screen, Dudley Taft and the Sonny Mormon, and he's sunny today because he's got the sun shining on his face.
Yeah, I'm sitting in front of my little window here in the studio, and the sun's right in my face. But you know, on a day like today, the sun feels pretty darn good.
Boy, it does. And guys, you guys were the headliner for this big show, and I've been involved with Autism Rocks here, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this, and I'm thrilled that you guys are going to headline this thing at Laurie's Roadhouse. Because I understand from history speaking, you don't get together that much, the four of you, and play. And I think this is a once in a chance for a lot of people to get out there and see you play and enjoy it. I'm going to kick it off with Sonny today because I know he's on a tighter time schedule than the rest of us. So, Sonny, tell us what you've been up to, man. And then tell us what you think about this Autism Rocks thing we're doing.
Well, I'll be glad to. You know, my band and I and my solo gigs are pretty happening. The easiest way to catch up with that is sunnymormongroup.com. But I've been, in terms of getting out in the world, I've been going back and forth between here and Macon, Georgia, to do some shows. Last September, I played Gabba Fest along with my buddy Chris Hicks, who had played in Chris Hicks and Friends. Chris is the guitar player now in Marshall Tucker. And did some stuff with them, had a real good time. Came back in November 20th, I believe it was, to play what they call Skydog, which is an annual celebration of Dwayne Allman's life. This year was Skydog 75, and that's because Dwayne would have been 75 this year. And I got to play some recreations of Allman Brothers music for that show, and I'm going to tell you, man, it was absolutely the best recreation of early Allman Brothers I've ever heard. I mean, I was in on one tune. I got up and played Dreams with them, but you know, song after song after song, the whole program was just the finest that I've ever seen, much less been part of.
And Sonny, I know you have decades of history playing music. How long have you been doing this?
I don't know, Scott. What time is it right now?
15 minutes ago?
No, I started playing professionally. My first all-week bar gig was April of 1975.
Wow. Kicking it
and
back.
I'm still waiting to get paid for it, by the way.
With interest.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
When the pay is still the same as it was in 1975.
That's true.
Boy, that is no.
Jay, you're exactly right.
$24.
Yeah, and a slice
sad
of pizza
but
and a
true,
beer.
brother. Sad but true.
A slice of pizza and a beer. There you go. So, Sonny, you looking forward to this Autism Rocks things with your other three buddies here?
I am for several reasons. I've played Autism Rocks, unless I was out on the road playing somewhere, I've played it every year, either my own band or got to play with the Aces in 19. It's a charity that's real important to me. My little granddaughter Evie is autistic, and you know, I played these long before Evie came along. She'll be 5 in February. But it's even become more important to me because of that.
And Jesse Johnson up there in the top showed me something before the show. Can you hold that up? This was your guys' first gig together as the Four Aces. I think he's got a poster there.
Oh, yeah. I love that
Thank you for that.
poster.
What year is that? October 20th when?
2018 or 17?
That
That's
was
17, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
here's a group of guys that have been playing together or playing apart for many, many years, but playing kind of the same style of music and things. And I had a chance to see Johnny and Dudley at the Bell and the Bear one night doing a little jam, and I thought that was just insanely good as well. But, you guys decided to put this together. Why did you decide to come together as the Four Aces? Anybody can take that question if you want.
Well, I'll
Totally.
take it because it was my idea, and I just moved to town, and I wanted to steal all their fans. But I also was really happy to get to know these guys, and I met Jesse Johnson in Poland of places, and once I kind of hit the ground here, I thought, let's do something where we all get together, get to know each other better, but also celebrate the music that we write. Because of all of us, we play cover songs and stuff, here and there, but we all write our own music. And so I thought, well, wouldn't that be cool if, the fans that come and see all these shows see us playing with each other, like Sonny will play slide on one of my songs, and, Jesse Johnson will play on one of mine, Johnny will play on one of mine. I just thought that was really neat to kind of mix it up like that. I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere else. So I think it's special. And, aside from doing the regular shows, it's fun to do some of these special purpose dealios.
Well, and just as you guys say, you all write your own music, and I just happen to have received from some nice guy up there in the top corner, Johnny Fink, a copy of his, see if I can get it in the screen here, his new CD, shameless plug for that one. We're going to play a song from it at the end of the show today, actually, to go out on. So Stories and Scars, Johnny Fink. If you guys haven't picked one of those up, pick it up. JohnnyFink.com, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Scott.
There,
Appreciate
shameless plug. Throw it in
Right.
there.
So,
All right.
So I'll piggyback on what Dudley said. So, Dudley came to me with this idea. Hey, why don't we get some guys? And, he knew Jay and I knew Sonny. And we put it together, and then we needed a name. And I had been out in Las Vegas, and I had seen an ad for a comedy show where all of the comedians were imposed on a deck of cards like that. And, if you know anything about guitar playing, ace is sort of a term for a guitar player. So that's when it hit me, 4 aces, and we each took one card, and of course, Jay's the ace of spades. We all know that. So, so that's how it all came together. Dudley came with the idea. I kind of came up with the branding of the name, and we've only done, I think, 3 shows, not counting Autism Rocks a couple of years ago. So 3 full shows is all we've ever done in the matter of almost 5 years. So it's like you said, it's a pretty rare occurrence where we all get together and just celebrate guitar, and like Dudley said, celebrate some of our own original music, and this is going to be a great cause for us to get together.
Now, we would have played more if we didn't have COVID. I have to say, COVID
That's true.
Has a lot to do with it. Yes.
Everybody's here over here, so.
Yeah, that threw a definite wrench at everybody, didn't it? And slowed a lot of things down there for a long time. But we're getting back to it, and we're glad that Autism Rocks is going to take part at this huge Laurie's Roadhouse. That place holds 2,000 people, and we're hoping to have that many that day in there and get them in and raise some great money for what the Ken Anderson Alliance is doing, and Dave Kale and his group. Dave was on here making a comment a minute ago, so thanks for joining us, Dave, on the live portion. And guys, if you're watching after the fact and you missed the intro, I'm on with the Four Aces. They're the headliner for Autism Rocks 13 at Laurie's Roadhouse on February 20th. All-day event. All-day event. So let's move around the room just for a minute. I talked to Sonny there for a minute. Sonny, anything else you want to throw in before you have to run today?
No, I'm fine. I've still got a few minutes, but no, I'm good.
Well, hang in there with us. And guys, also share it on your pages when we're done here. Let's get the word out on this event that doesn't, I mean, like you said, you've played together like 3 times. And from what I understand, it is blow the roof off type of show. And people are going to want to check this out. And the whole lineup, and we'll get into the lineup of Autism Rocks at the end of the program today as well. But the lineup is fantastic. What Dave's put together for the main show, along with several watch parties going on, Little River Bar and Grill, and also Monkey Bar. Some great Cincinnati bands playing that as well. So we'll get into that, like I said, in just a few minutes. Let me kick it over to Dudley just for a minute here. I think Sonny's having some issues with the audio there. His audio is clicking in and out. But Dudley, I'm going to kick it over to you here, if you will, and tell these folks a little bit of your history, if they don't know you, that are watching the program today. And you said you moved to town here and met these guys. So what's that all about?
Right. Well, I spent most of my adult life on the West Coast. I went to college in California, and in 1990, I moved to Seattle. And I mean, you know, I lived in Cincinnati until I was about 9 years old, and then I also lived in Indianapolis. So when I left LA and went to Seattle, it felt more right-sized city for me. And boy, what a good time to move there. I got into a band immediately. The third show we played with my band Sweetwater. We played with Mookie Blaylock, which became Pearl Jam, and Alice in Chains was the headliner. So we got real lucky, right place, right time. I really liked what was going on there musically, because this is, you know, sort of the end of the hair metal and the LA band era. And it was more, you know, to me, more from the heart and more organic and more real. And so I loved that. And I think the Sweetwater guys liked the fact that, you know, I could rock, but also be kind of bluesy. So there was a tiny element of that, and the songwriting too. I helped, you know, write the songs there and everything. So I had a good run with them. And then I was in another band called Second Coming. We had a deal on Capitol Records, and we toured around and stuff. And then, you know, and that band kind of cratered, and I kind of did some more rock stuff for a while. But, you know, the rock thing was kind of over in Seattle at that point. And so many people had moved there because, you know, Seattle was such a, you know, it was such a popular music scene. That it kind of got diluted a little bit. So instead of being 2 or 3 bands, there'd be 7 bands, and most of the people in the crowd were the, you know, buddies of the other bands, and it just kind of went away. And I thought, you know what, I just want to do something that's fun. So I discovered Freddie King. And, you know, I was just kind of a bonehead when I was younger. I loved the, you know, classic rock and Southern rock, but I really never peeled it back to see what the underlying influences were, you know, the Three Kings, BB King and Albert King and who am I leaving out? Freddie King. And you know, I just thought, wow, this is super cool. So I just started doing that stuff. And so we would play all night. We'd play 2 sets a night and everything. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I started playing in Europe a bunch, because that seemed a little bit more interesting. So when, you know, the writing was on the wall to get out of Seattle, you know, we came back here. I came here with the family in 2013, but continued to keep the touring in Europe going. And that's where I met Jesse Johnson on tour in Europe. And that was super fun. So, you know, I love playing in Europe. Is probably the, you know, the highlight of my, you know, my gigging and my shows. But I definitely want to play a lot more around town. And so I just thought, hey, this would be a good idea to get to know everybody, to, you know, try to get people together and stuff. So,
well, Dudley, the first time I saw you play, I was blown away. Your talent is absolutely amazing. And I understand you were also nominated as best guitarist by the European Blues Awards. That was in there. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there, but somebody said that I should be included, which I was very flattered by, you know. So, yeah, and thank you. You know, just out there, I'm just, you know, guitar slinger warrior like all these other guys, and We're doing the
And
best.
you've released albums, right? You've released your own albums.
Yeah, I think I have 8 albums out now, 7 studio albums and a live in Europe record. And I just released one in 2020 called Cosmic Radio. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff out there. So if you go to any streaming service, Spotify, Pandora, whatever, you'll find me all over the place. And a lot of videos. I make videos for every album, which is a lot of fun. I actually did a video with Triple J. We covered Flirting with Disaster, and that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We had a great time doing it. Thank you for inviting me over for that.
Yeah.
So
well, actually, he didn't even come over. It was
COVID. It was this thing. Technology, baby.
The virtual album thing. I got you. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's cool. So Dudley, what do you think about playing with these guys for Autism Rocks? I know you guys all seem to be looking forward to this.
Oh well, I love this, and this is, in a way, it's so much easier and more fun than like I'm preparing for a little theater show a week from Friday in the Fairfield Community Events Center. And, I'm going to play a bunch of tunes that I don't normally do with the trio. So that's a lot of work and stuff. But this stuff, I already kind of know all the songs. Really looking forward to just, letting it rip with these guys. And, I don't have to be the center of attention all night. God knows we're going to be throwing our elbows out, trying to be the center of attention in the Four Aces. But I just, each one of us plays very differently, I think, if you close your eyes, you can kind of tell who's playing lead guitar. I think we all have a flavor and character. So man, it's just super fun. It's just super fun.
It is fun.
What about rehearsing, fellas? Do you guys rehearse the show, or is it just pretty much the Four Aces jam session?
No, we do rehearse.
It's a secret. All right. I see how we are.
Certainly, before the first time we did it, we rehearsed, and the first round showed 4 years ago, whatever that was. So when we do it now, depending on there's minimal amount, but we're all professional enough and been doing this for a long time, so it comes pretty automatic, and you can do a lot of discussing of what we're going to do. So we're pretty much on top of it when it comes time to hit the stage.
All right. Well, since you were taking that one there, Jesse Johnson, why don't we talk about you for a minute? And I understand you have 40 years plus in the music business.
I'm an old guy.
They don't have child labor laws in this deal.
You've been around the world a little bit and played with some very interesting people. So why don't you tell us a quick bit about that if you can?
Well, I've been doing this obviously since the early 70s and getting out of high school and going to the East Coast, and we were handled by bigger management and did a lot of shows with opening up. I was in a band up there called Crier, which was a heavy rock band in the late 70s, early 80s, and we would do shows with unknown bands like Twisted Sister and Zebra, and these were New York, because we were around the greater New York City area. And as well, we opened for Black Sabbath and Judas Priest and on that list goes. So we did some pretty cool stuff back in the day. But, growing up with, Jimi Hendrix and, the Cream and just AM radio at the time, because technology has changed so much. I mean, back then we had AM radio in the car. And until we got FM radio, which was WEBN out of Cincinnati. Is that correct? WEBN. And
no static at all.
All of a sudden, I'm hearing things like the Hendrix and the Cream, and that was a large, that was certainly a big influence, and it's remained so. And the great blues people from, all through that. So even though in the 80s we were playing heavy rock and sometimes even labeled as heavy metal, I'm a blues-based guitarist, but I like to rock, so that's for sure.
It's funny you said Twisted Sister there. I saw Dee Snider with the Kings of Chaos back right before the COVID hit, and man, he stole the show. He was still rocking at his age. He's doing it.
He can scream for sure. He likes to swear at people too.
Does he? when you're playing with him, maybe.
It's a long story, but we won't go there. Yeah.
Yeah, we won't get the D fans hating on us today or anything. But So you're playing in this, Johnny Fink. You're also involved in the 4 Aces here, and I've seen you probably more than any of the rest of these guys. And again, like I said, you are definitely a force, and one of those guys that anytime you step to the stage, I know you're going to blow the roof off the place. And when you go to the Bell and the Bear Jam occasionally, and they convince you to step up there for a few songs, it changes the entire mood of the room, oftentimes. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen here at Autism Rocks, because it sounds like all 4 of you guys together are just a force. So, Johnny, what do you think about all this? And tell us a little bit about your background for the people that don't know you.
Well, so, you said earlier that you had seen Dudley and I at the Bell and the Bear, and how you thought that was just the coolest thing ever. So you can multiply this by about 10. So, it's exponential when you get 4 guitar players together that are the caliber of these guys. It is just an incredible display of musicianship. And, it's just an honor to play with these 3 guys. I've been, Sonny Mormon and I have been playing blues rock in this town longer than anybody. Sonny has me beat. But there's just an immense amount of respect for all 3 of these guys, and I'm just happy to be included in the deal. I just try to keep up. That's all I try to do. I just try not to get embarrassed, So,
right.
It's a hell of a lot of fun. But so a little bit about me. I started my band, The Intrusion, exactly this month, 30 years ago, here in Cincinnati. I had moved to New York City in the late 80s and mid 80s and played up there, mostly pop, though, with some people that were producing and arranging, a little girl named Madonna. You might have heard of her. But came back to my hometown. I was born in Norwood. So started this band about 30 years ago, always blues-based rock. So just here I am 30 years later, just, fortunate still to be having a gig. So, and I'm still writing and recording original music and trying to keep my head above water, but it's a lot of fun. That's all I can say.
Well, I had a chance to listen to your CD in its entirety, actually, yesterday as I put it in doing some work here in the studios. And man, Stories and Scars, Johnny Fink's latest CD project is amazing. And,
I need to also bring to your attention, Scott, and I guess I have to send you a copy. Here's my latest CD that has just been released on Grooveyard Records.
Hold on, let's zoom in on that one right there. All right, so we can see it. All right. What's the name of that? Man on a Mission.
Man on a Mission. So I'll get you a copy over there, and maybe you can spin some of those.
Yeah. We will. Awesome. We will. We're throwing Dudley Taft throwing in the shameless plug here as well. Let's throw that one on there. All right. Cosmic Radio. There we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, fellas, just all of you hold them up at the same time here.
Okay, sure, we can do that.
Yeah.
We don't want anybody to have CD envy or anything here.
Yeah.
When you have a really cold drink and you don't want the moisture to get to the table below, you just put this guy right under it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
It's a musical coaster.
Yes. I love it. So
Carrie thought that was funny.
What else? Yeah, Carrie liked that one. What else can we talk about here, guys, for just a few minutes? Let's talk about what people can expect when you come together on that stage for how long are you playing that day? You know what the time
40 minutes.
40-minute set?
40 minutes, but possibly longer, depending on how receptive the crowd is.
Correct.
Well,
right.
Yes. We're going to make it receptive.
And we're nothing if not long-winded sometimes. So we're like,
we won't run out of songs. Let's put it that way, Scott, if that's the case.
When the music is good, people will stay and they will enjoy it. So, I mean, we can expect a show, I know, out of you guys just by just talking to all 4 of you today. The chemistry's there. And obviously, you've played together before in some way, shape, or form and enjoyed it. So we're looking forward to this Autism Rocks party that's going to happen on the 20th of February. Have any of you ever played at Lori's Roadhouse before?
I have not.
So it's pretty new. I think it's just opened here this year in the last 6 or 8 months. But I did want to say something. Being Ken Anderson fan when I was a kid, of course, and then living away for a long time, it's really an honor to be a part of this Autism Rocks for Ken Anderson and the Bengals connection, Houday, and all that's going on in the greater Cincinnati area. So that's very, very cool.
Yeah, Ken Anderson Alliance does a whole lot for our community. Oh, look, there's the Bengals hat in here. We're all fanboying on the Bengals this week.
I've
and
got
hopefully-
Bengals underwear. Hold on, let me.
Wait, no.
No.
Here, well, if you're going to do that, you might as well have front and center.
Yeah, right.
But I've got some pictures of you guys actually that are being used in the promos for this Autism Rocks event, and just to give people a little idea of what they look like on stage. These were some great shots of you guys, Dudley there, and Jay Jesse playing that one, and of course Johnny Fink in his standard stance, as I like to call it, and of course Sonny Mormon. Legends, guys. You guys are legends, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. And when you get to a certain age, you get called a legend, I guess. But hopefully that's not offensive to anybody.
All good.
No, man.
I'll take it.
No.
All right. So finishing this thing out, we're about to wind it out with time wise. And Sonny did have to bail. He did have to bail. He's teaching some young squire how to play guitar today, which is a great thing. So
we need the next generation to continue this stuff. And one thing that's really cool is guitar sales have gone through the roof during COVID. So people are out there learning how to play guitar instead of making beats on their computer. Come on, people.
Dudley, that's you single-handedly changed that statistic. I don't know.
Yeah, you too. You're guilty too. Buy a lot of guitars,
I am a fan of true musicians. Button pushers are fine if you're into that stuff. Go be a button pusher and play on the dance floor or whatever you want to do. But the guy that can step up on that stage and make that guitar talk is what I'm into, and that's what all four of you guys do. And I've seen everybody but Jay Jesse, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the 20th. I've never seen him play.
Look forward to it as well.
For a treat.
And anybody that appeared with their band on MTV is my kind of guy.
Ah,
did my homework on you.
Back in the day, yes.
Yes. What has happened to MTV today, fellas?
I don't think it's certainly not what it was. I don't even know if they have
music.
His music isn't even something.
They're producing Yellowstone now.
It's now spelled EMPTY. TV. Empty.
That's good. That's good. That's great. Well, I want to thank you fellas for being with us today. And folks, Autism Rocks. And let me run down the guys that are going to be playing with you guys. You can comment as we go here if we can. Some of the folks that are going to be playing this event. Deja Vu will be there on the stage opening up that day along with Melodic Connections. And these are folks with disabilities that are going to be playing music. And I'm excited to see that as well. The Blue Spectrum and Zane Alexander also on the autism spectrum, and one of those guys that's going to be playing that show. Our friends who have been playing for the Bengals everywhere. They were in Nashville last week at the Tin Roof, and this week going to do a huge Bengals party, audio graffiti, as their logo lays over us there. Mm-hmm. And Sweet Sister Mercy. Any of you guys ever seen this group?
I have not. No.
Man, you talk about reliving the 80s rock. That's, Mickey and Mark and those guys in that band, they'll bring you back to the days of Motley Crue and so on. It's a really good group. And then I'm sure you've heard of Marsha Brady.
Of course.
All those guys have been playing together a long time in the Cincinnati market. And the headliner, man, when the drum roll hits, it'll be the Four Aces with Dudley, Johnny, Jay, Jesse, and Sonny all playing for Autism Rocks. If you would like, guys, to find out any more information about Autism Rocks, you can go to the KenAndersonAlliance.com. It may be .org. That may be wrong, but look up Ken Anderson Alliance on the internet. It'll take you to it.
Google
and make sure you look that up and check out what's going on with Autism Rocks. We want to see you there. We're giving away some tickets on the show this week. If you follow the show, stay tuned on Thursday. You may get some tickets to Autism Rocks and get to see these guys up close and personal. What else you got for the end here, fellas? Jay, anything?
No, I got some tracks I'm going to start doing right now. So we're going to turn it up loud, a few of these Marshalls, and we'll see how it goes today.
Wow. I'm there.
Awesome.
Too bad we just can't stay on all day and just let you play for us. But, Dudley, what do you got here at the end? Anything?
Oh, well, if you want to catch my total show, I'm playing at the Fairfield Community Arts Center on February 4th. Just Google it, go to the website. You can buy some tickets there. My daughter, Ashley Charmé, who sings background vocals on my records, is going to come up and actually sing lead on a couple of songs. And then we've got Chris Bentley joining us on keyboards. And Casey Williams has always been my bass player around here. He's awesome. And Alex Dungan, a young 25-year-old hotshot drummer, is playing the kit for us. So if you want to catch the whole Dudley experience before the Four Aces, come out on February 4th at the Fairfield Community Arts Center.
Sounds like a plan. It does. It does. Johnny, what else you got?
We got a big show coming up February the 12th up at the Manor House up in Mason, Ohio, called the Winter Blues Experience. So me, my buddies Ben Levin and Noah Witherspoon will be featured, as well as 5 or 7 other acts from across the country. So it's a all-night show, 2-stage kind of deal. We go on at 7:30, 7:45, something like that. My band, Johnny Fink and the Intrusion. Winter Blues Experience, February the 12th.
All right. Sounds perfect. Thank you guys for being with me today. I appreciate
Scott.
you being here. And it's been a great time with all of you. We're going to leave you with a Johnny Fink tune. Can we leave you with a Johnny Fink tune today?
Of course we can.
You know, I think I'm going to play New Girl Blues. Johnny, I played
that's a good one too.
The first track yesterday, but we'll hit New Girls Blues as we go out. We'll show you some more photos of Autism Rocks. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show.
Hey, Scott.
Fellas,
Thank
if you're
you.
watching, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, please share the show and help out Autism Rocks. And Carrie, to answer your question, yes, tickets are available. Look up Autism Rocks on Facebook or the Ken Anderson Alliance on the web, and you can get those tickets. Thanks, everybody, for watching today. All Around Town Radio. We'll be with you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Thank you. Oh, yeah, the smooth sounds of Johnny Fink right there for you guys. If you want to check that CD out, it's Johnny Fink's Stories and Scars. You can find it at johnnyfink.com on the web. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Bye, everybody.